You are about to cross into the realm of the extraordinary, where the boundaries of reality blur and the enigmatic meets the unexplained. Welcome to Reality's Edge, a journey into the uncharted territories of the human imagination. In the not-so-distant future, humanity stood on the precipice of a technological breakthrough that would forever alter the course of its existence. Dr. Raymond Foster, a brilliant scientist known for his eccentricities and insatiable curiosity, had discovered the secret to eternal life. His invention, the immortality serum, promised to liberate humanity from the shackles of mortality. The world watched with bated breath as Dr. Foster, surrounded by a select group of scientists and investors, prepared to unveil his creation. It was a gloomy evening, and the storm clouds outside mirrored the unease that had settled over the gathering. The laboratory buzzed with tension as Dr. Foster, a thin man with wild white hair, stood before a room filled with eager faces. "Tonight," he began, his voice quivering with excitement, "we take the ultimate leap into the unknown. With the immortality serum, death itself shall become an obsolete concept." The audience erupted in a mix of applause and apprehension. Skeptics argued that tampering with the natural order of life was playing a dangerous game. But Dr. Foster was undeterred. He was a visionary, and his vision was about to become reality. As the first subject, a frail elderly man named Harold, stepped forward, a hushed silence fell over the room. Dr. Foster administered the serum, and a sense of anticipation filled the air. Minutes passed, then hours, and eventually, the world witnessed the impossible. Harold's aged body began to rejuvenate before their eyes. Wrinkles faded, gray hair turned to brown, and his frail frame transformed into a vibrant, youthful figure. The room erupted into jubilation. The immortality serum had succeeded, and Dr. Foster was hailed as a hero. Governments and corporations vied for access to his invention, offering vast sums of money and power. But Dr. Foster, ever the enigmatic scientist, had a condition. He would only share the serum with those who promised to use it responsibly. For a time, the world reveled in the newfound possibilities. People who had once feared death now embraced life without limits. The elderly regained their youth, and diseases became a relic of the past. But as decades passed, the consequences of immortality began to emerge. Overpopulation became a pressing concern as people stopped dying and resources dwindled. Governments imposed strict birth control measures, leading to a bleak and controlled existence. Society divided into two factions: the eternalists, who supported the serum's continued use, and the naturalists, who believed that mortality was an integral part of the human experience. Dr. Foster, once celebrated, was now vilified by the naturalists. They saw him as the harbinger of humanity's downfall, and protests against his invention grew increasingly violent. The world was in turmoil, caught between the desire for eternal life and the consequences it wrought. One evening, as Dr. Foster gazed out of his laboratory window at the chaos below, he realized the depth of his mistake. Immortality had not brought happiness. It had ushered in an era of stagnation, fear, and despair. The once thriving world had become a prison for its inhabitants. In a final act of redemption, Dr. Foster chose to undo his creation. He destroyed his research, vowing to let humanity embrace mortality once more. But the world had become addicted to eternal life, and they saw his actions as heresy. In the end, Dr. Foster paid the ultimate price for his hubris. As he destroyed the immortality serum, he was met with hostility from both eternalists and naturalists. His laboratory was stormed, and he was never seen again. And so, humanity was left with a choice. Some continued to search for the elusive secret to eternal life, while others, scarred by the lessons of the past, embraced their mortality. The world stood at a crossroads, uncertain of its future. In the twilight zone between life and death, humanity grappled with the consequences of its pursuit of immortality, wondering if the pursuit of eternity had cost them their very humanity.